This is a film about the aims of Leaseholders Community. Leaseholders need to be supported and represented. To be seen and heard, become one of us. Join Leaseholders Community. See the link below this video.
Thank you for the cup of coffee, Priya. But what did you want to talk to me about?
Thank you very much for coming, but I believe that this issue is really important, Robert.
What is?
By pure coincidence, I saw an ad somewhere about something called Leaseholders Community. I saw that a lady called Christine something or another started it, and got curious. Contacted her, and met her.
Okay, but so what?
Just hold your horses, because I believe that each one of us leaseholders should be a member of the community she created.
What? Don't you think we have already enough on our hands with managing our estate and all the associated difficulties? And there are already organizations out there that we can ask for help. Why another one?
Exactly. I was just coming to that. Christine explained to me that yes, there are other organizations we can get answers from, etc. But who does actually represent leaseholders themselves?
I start seeing where you and/or she is coming from. Okay, go on.
I am delighted you do, because I think this really is very important for us all. She is a leaseholder just like us, and she feels strongly that we need our own representation so that our views can be heard.
She does have a point there. Because even I have been thinking that others in this field, like managing agents for example, have their own representation in government, whereas we do not seem to have anything like that.
That is exactly right. She has no ambitions of setting up a political movement or anything like that, but wants to be able to ask leaseholders questions and to keep everyone informed. Furthermore, she would like to set up a framework where leaseholders can record their experiences and difficulties, so that the voice of leaseholders can be heard by the large organizations that affect them, such as government, banks, insurers, mortgage lenders, and the like. She told me something about a recent national consultation about leasehold. Don't ask me for any details, in which we as leaseholders are not officially represented, and she feels that this is not good. In addition to this, she believes that there is a need for leaseholders to get information directly from the organizations that affect us, and not learn about what's happening from the newspapers and other channels, for example radio, secondhand, so that we can respond directly.
All this seems pretty straightforward and an excellent thing to do. But what is in it for her?
For goodness sake, Robert, don't be so negative. The organization Christine has developed has 3 tiers of membership. One is completely free and keeps leaseholders updated on general information and a fee for more detailed information. The second is for an annual fee. And the third for a monthly fee for which you get access to everything for free. Details about what you get are on the membership page of the Leaseholders Community website.
So it is more of a social project. Good on her. And I now see why the numbers need to be big, as the size of its membership and the range of experience it embodies gives it its unique value.
I believe this to be a very worthwhile development, as according to what she told me, there are other things being discussed on pretty high levels. For example, that at least one director of a leasehold estate that is taller than a certain height should become an AP or a PAP. I believe it means an accountable person or a principal accountable person. What would you say if you suddenly had to take over such a role, and as far as I know you are not a fire expert?
Heaven forbid. I already have problems enough to persuade my leaseholder colleagues to join me in being a leasehold director, without things like this. And after all, we are all doing this, usually in our free time, unpaid.
Now you start seeing why I strongly believe we should join her in her efforts to create such a community. It really is time for such an organization. As far as I recall, there are also other trends under discussion. For example, courses on which leaseholder directors should go to, so that communications between managing agents and leaseholders are facilitated, and so forth. How far do we as leaseholders think these are good ideas? As leaseholders, we are not involved in any such consultations, because there is no representative organization to which such questions can be asked.
How did this person, was it Christine, get into all this? Is she into property in some shape or form herself? And what is her interest in all this?
I am glad you asked. No, professionally she has nothing to do with properties. Her background is in natural science actually, geo something or another I believe. She got into the whole thing because she bought a leasehold herself, and at the time had no idea what she let herself in for. She soon learned a lot, though, as the leasehold estate where she was decided to buy their own freehold. Christine was involved in this, and through this she then, more or less by default, became a director too, once they had purchased the freehold.
Now I see and understand where the bigger picture comes from.
Yes, she got so interested in this topic that she attended courses and conferences, mainly from managing agents who are happy to let others attend these events. And all this persuaded her to set this community into motion. She also persuaded a leasehold lawyer and a residential surveyor to be part of her setup.
But, I guess, to continue your story, she now needs members, and many of them, to be able to get this off the ground and get real traction, and that quickly, to make our voices heard.
Exactly so. I guess a lot of us do not want to bother with something like this, as at present, especially if it does not make a direct impact on our lives. But to just subscribe to a newsletter and to occasionally respond to a question should not be too much to ask of anyone, particularly as the different legal and other regulations will eventually catch up with all of us and make themselves felt. I for one think that it is better to try and influence these things at the beginning rather than being faced with the results done for us by someone else. Are you ready to support her initiative, and with this make the presence and views of leaseholders known?
Absolutely. Now that I have got at least a glimpse of her vision, I believe we have to try and support her as best we can. So, count me in.
Thank you so much, Robert. You are a star. I am very glad I have talked to you, and you now see why I felt it was urgent to gain your support for this cause. Take care, and have a lovely remainder of your day.
Thank you very much for making me aware of these developments, Priya. They are definitively worth knowing about, and I will support Leaseholders Community as far as I am able to. Speak again soon.
Help create a national voice for leaseholders to which all can refer, especially government. Numbers count. It costs nothing to join. Sign up now and make your voice heard.